Yeah, hold up, tell me what you waiting on. You ain't gotta be my lover, we ain't gotta be together. We just need somebody better to lean on. And I think that you'll go, baby. I can make you better. Got something to prove. You got nothing to lose. Yeah, oh girl, oh girl, you got nothing to lose. Yeah, oh girl, oh girl, you got nothing to lose.
I'm a queen that been waiting on a king to scoop me up underneath his wings. But I've been hesitating, patiently waiting and speculating. Want you to myself, wanna go steady instead of dating. You the fine brother, I see you can't see another. I'm trying to take it further, I think I should be your lover. We got nothing to lose, I'm tired of acting confused. I've been playing it by the rules, but I'm ready to make the moves. You can make me better, I can make you better. Hold you down through the storms and even the bad weather. I can stand the rain, take the pleasure with pain. Let you lead like a man and I won't even complain. I'm wifey material, my presence is superior. Dodge up in the wind, shake up and let's go. That New York vibe, my roots is from Philly. Let's make it official, no holding back, let's let the world know.
You ain't gotta be my lover, we ain't gotta be together. We just need somebody better to lean on. And I think that you'll go, baby. I can make you better. Got something to prove. You got nothing to lose.
Shout out to the 845. You already know Lady Mizz in the building. I love Preme 845. Let's get it.
On you, I'm glad I took a chance. Know how to treat a lady, you know how to romance. Wanna know what's on my mind, I just tryna get in my pants. There's something about you that I noticed when I took a glance. I'm already complete, don't need you to make me whole. You stimulate me mentally by making love to my soul. My first crush, when I'm around you, I get a rush. I'm really digging the box and the feeling between us. I'm your number one fan, being with you, that was the plan. I love the way you love me, we kissing and holding hands. Won't go get us, so we stay hustling, making plans. Always keeping it real, so we both know where we stand. Got that bond between us, people wish they had. Every time you take me shopping, I just throw it in the bag. I ain't trying to brag, I've been waiting for so long. I'm just glad I finally got that somebody to lean on.
You ain't gotta be my lover, we ain't gotta be together. We just need somebody better to lean on. And I think that you'll go, baby. I can make you better. Got something to prove. You got nothing to lose.
Shout out to the 845, because you know I know what the people are saying. First and foremost, shout out to you guys. I missed you guys. It's been a long time, but you guys know I'm back. So shout out to Reporting Live 845, straight 845 radio. Shout out to the hottest online radio station in the Hudson Valley. Reporting Live 845, building our own from the ground up. Happy Monday to everybody. Before we even start this interview, you guys already know the show. Right, start sharing. But this show is sponsored by Carter's Diva Glam Mobile Party. Make sure you go book your next event, ladies bachelorette party, a ladies night out, a glam day, whatever it is. You can always reach out to Carter's Diva Glam Mobile Party or visit their website www.cartersdivaglammobileparty.com. The show is also sponsored by Bell Black Label. Make sure you guys shop for the culture. Shout out to my personal clothing line sponsors. Now, y'all know one of my favorites is in the building. I call her the lyrical goddess of the 845. One of the most prestige women, one of the most lyrically talented women, one of the most positive women I know in the rap game right now from the Hudson Valley. You already know she goes by the name of Lady Mizz. So Lady Mizz, do me a favor, talk to the people real quick. Reintroduce yourself. They might have forgot. I ain't been on in 3 weeks, so remind them who you are.
All right, well, is it on?
Hold on, you turned your mic on. The people need to hear you.
Is it on? What's up, y'all? It's Lady Mizz in the building. Repping 845. You already know I'm a conscious rapper, but I'm not a Christian rapper, so when you hear me cursing, don't be shocked, okay? And you know, I'm just glad to be back here. This girl right here, I'm always following you. Listen, you doing your thing, and this right here is my spot. This is my home, my second home.
That's a fact.
So I'm just here to bring new music, tell y'all about my book, show y'all a la Preme. You killing the game right now. And let's get it popping.
Shout out to my girl, Lady Mizz. Now, my next, she brought a special friend. So I had my ear to the street. Rumor has it, this is the new Nas. The rumor has it. You got a little Q-Tip, little Rakim, little Most Def in him. So I heard he goes by the name of A La Preme, but he gonna do us. He gonna tell us a little bit about himself, who you are, where you from. Talk to us.
Man, first and foremost, peace to everybody that's tuned in, man. Like, yo, like before I even get into myself, right? You know, I seen your. The crazy thing is, I seen the artwork and the graphics and all of that before I ever met who you was, and I always respected the grind. And what's crazy is Mizz came pick me up, you know what I mean, and she, you know, we were going over everything, and I'm like, yo, is that Shorty with the 845? You know what I mean? And like, what was so good is that your brand is speaking before who you actually are. So you're doing the right thing. Like, it's not even like, yo, this 845 thing. Like, yo, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I give praises where praises is due. And yo, like, you're really like doing it. As far as 845 thing goes, you know, like the award shows and all of that, like, it's really held like near and dear to people, even if they don't want to accept it or admit it. You know what I mean? Like, it's serious what you're doing, you know what I mean? Because
I've never met you before.
I've heard people done hated on you and send you threats, and that's how you know your opinion and all of that matters. So this platform right here, like this is everything to the 845, and you a pioneer, and I just want everybody to make sure they know like where this shit originated from. Like, you are the original. You the Breakfast Club of this shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're official.
Thank you.
Official. You are official. I'm not gonna.
You know what? I gotta say to you, Preme, that means more to me because you said my brand, and I always tell people I pride on. Forget Moochie, forget Montana. I want you to see straight 845, and that's all I want people to see. So for you not to know me, but you to see that brand, that's what I want people to see. So
because
thank you.
The way you push your brand, and you know the certain things that you was able to do, not only like one, you black, another. Part two is you a female.
Yes.
So some of the things you do goes overlooked, or you know what I mean? And I want you to know that, like, I treat this the same as if I was gonna go on Hot 97, or if I was gonna go on Vlad TV, or if I was gonna go to any of these other platforms. Like, yo, you got a future in this shit, and like, just your aura, I know the passion you got about this shit, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come and build and touch our fans and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But like,
respect.
I mean, but yeah, like I said, I go by the name of Law Preme, born and raised in Nyack, New York, 845. You know what I'm saying? They calling me the next Escobar. I mean, Rakim, all that. You know what I mean? And I love it. I you know, that's a big compliment to me. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on Twitter at Law Preme, Instagram at Law Preme, search Law Preme on Facebook. And we doing the dang thing, but it's all about Mizz right now. So, you know, we're going to get into the thing.
It's about both of y'all, so you can hold the mic real quick, because I'm going to talk to you.
I'm going to hold it. I love holding it. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
You going to hold the mic to that.
Ma, what's up? Yo, Ma, listen, it's about you too, Ma.
Shout out to Mama Moose.
I see you holding it down, and you hip, and you know what's going on. You're beautiful. Beautiful black woman.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's what it's about. And we out here, man. 845 all day.
First of all, thank you, Lady Mizz, for this connection. And thank you for coming all the way from Nyack to Middletown just to be a part of my show. So I really truly appreciate that. So let's just talk to you, A La Preme, for a minute. How long you been doing music?
I've been doing music since I was 12 years old. I'm 30 years old now. So.
Now, let me ask this question. How long, when was it that you started taking music seriously?
I started taking music seriously around the age of 15. I noticed that, you know, my writings were a little bit more pristine and a little bit more brushed up than, you know, the people that was around me. And even the people that was around me was like, yo, Preme, like, this is your calling. Mm-hmm. This is what you're supposed to do. So that's when I started taking seriously, around the age of 15.
Now, you say you've been doing music since 12. So, who are some of the people that you grew up listening to? Because people do, the streets are saying you are, you know, the next Nas. So, of course, I'm sure Nas was one of those people. But tell us who you grew up under.
First and foremost, I grew up on Wu-Tang Clan. That's first and foremost. I always got to give all praises to the Wu-Tang Clan, because without Wu-Tang, I don't know, because before that it was all, you know, Michael Jackson and Madonna, and I was listening to what my mother and my sister listened to, so it was a lot of pop music. But those influences, like the Cherish video when Madonna used, you know, different actors and such as mermaids, and these things expanded my mind. So I would say around that time was when I really started like looking at those were my main influences. I would say Madonna and Michael Jackson. My rap influences was, you know, Wu-Tang Clan, The Lox, Rakim, Nas, of course. Jigga is my favorite rapper, Sean Price, Boot Camp, Clay. I just listened to all the niggas that was really from the streets.
Right. Now, let me ask this question, because the people that you named are real hip-hop artists.
True indeed.
We're in a new era where there's kind of, but people say, I mean, it's kind of starting to come back a little bit, but there was like a little era where people felt like hip-hop was lost, and that mumble rapping was taking over. So let me just ask this, as an artist, what is your take on mumble rapping?
I could tell these kids don't got a lot of schooling, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna quote Sean Price on that. Like, I could tell these kids don't got a lot of schooling. You know, when I was coming up, it was as far as MCing goes, it was cool to be, you know what I mean, how could I say, horizons broadened.
Right.
I don't just rap about the same things, you know what I mean? And then coming in to getting the knowledge of myself and, you know, being an active member and citizen of the nation of gods and earths, like, these are some of the nations and cultures that was at the beginning of hip hop. Like, if it wasn't for the gods, hip hop wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Like the word peace and standing in your b-boy stance. A lot of people don't know, and I'm gonna spread this knowledge right here, right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that standing in your b-boy stance is actually standing in your truth of square, and the truth of square is actually 4 times 90. 4 times 90 is actually 60 degrees. So a square is a circle. So you would stand in your b-boy stance, letting everybody know that you're on your square. So I'm saying, like, this came from the gods early. Like, people say Kool Herc is the inventor or pioneer or original of hip hop. That was the god. This hip hop shit come from the gods.
Right.
You know, I always try to make that knowledge born, and I always try to make it known that I know where the roots of my shit come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like,
so you don't just do this for a hobby. You have roots in this thing. Right.
Hip hop is a culture. I live it. I breathe it. It's my everything. Without hip hop, I don't know what I would be doing right now.
Now, as a man, because now you have a feature with Lady Mizz. Now, as a man, seeing female in hip hop, what is your stance on females in the hip hop industry?
See, now that's a very complex question. Excuse me, and I like that question because the nation teaches me that the woman is the reflection of the man. See what I'm saying? It's the sun, moon, and stars. So the moon reflects the light of the sun.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And hip hop came from, you know, playing the dozens in the park, and, you know, so like when a female decides to empower herself and write her own lyrics and she's really about it, I have nothing to do but praise it, because the black woman, I mean women period, but the black woman is the most important resource to the black man period. So when a black woman is building lyrically and on tracks and she could hold her weight with the man on wax, I gotta praise that. I've looked at that as I exalt the female that can express herself lyrically, especially in this hip hop business, because it's so sexualized. It's so.
That's what I was gonna ask you, because you see these women. You know, there's not a lot of Lauryn Hills anymore. There's not a lot of Erykah Badu's.
Right.
There's not even a lot of Marys anymore. Now you get the half naked, and now it's more so we forget that women have words. If your body is it, you're in.
Right.
if you're, you know, if you're beautiful and you're showing stuff you're in, we're forgetting about the content. So then we got people like Lady Mizz that's breaking off that chain, but may not get recognized because she got her clothes on.
Let me tell you something about Lady Mizz. I caught, like, off camera and off, you know, outside of interview, that's big sis.
Right.
When we talk on the phone, me and Lady Mizz we like, what was it, the other night? We spent almost like an hour and a half just talking about hip hop.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And like, the woman's point of view is very important because like we see in the other side, like a lot of these lyrics is misogynistic and you know, it's not really giving the praises to the black woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we gotta understand that like without the black woman, there's nowhere. We can't travel to the center of the universe and plant that seed and come with that understanding, which is the child and all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I was taught that the black man is God, but the black woman is the earth.
Yes.
And God has to rule over the earth. So without the earth, there's nothing. There's nothing without the black woman. So the black woman is the most important part of this.
First of all,
we out here building.
Shout out to you.
We out here building.
Shout out to you.
Peace to the gods of earth. Worldwide. You know
First of all, I always tell y'all I love this interview. I love this job because looking at this man, you know,
you have the best job.
I love this job
on the planet.
Besides getting gifts like this new book, I get to meet great people like you. And you know why I like this job even more? Because perception is everything. People will sit here on this thing and be like, oh, look at this rapper. He about to talk about nothing. But if you are tuning in, this man is dropping jewels, knowledge, and everything else. So, you know, you can't always judge a book by its cover.
You can't. I mean, you know, people see the beard and
right.
You know, the backwards cap. Like, I'm just hip hop. I live it. You know what I mean? But I'm able to articulate myself.
Yes.
And, you know, you like certain thing. Like a lot of people are able to express themselves in a way without, you know, profanity and stuff like that. And listen, I'm not against the profanity. You know what I mean? But like, sometimes you have to be able to
use your
different current
right.
and use your words. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like my uncle taught me, like a man that uses curse words and all of that is a man that can't express himself. So you might see this cup of Bacardi in my hand. You might see me smoking some weed and all of that.
Right,
but,
right.
you know, I got the knowledge of self and I'm the God and I study supreme mathematics and I know what the black woman is to the black man. It's not set. There's nothing above one another. It's not. It's separate, but it's equal.
Equal.
We gotta play our parts. You know what I'm saying? And Lady Mizz with the lyrics she's been bringing,
yes.
and the music she's been bringing, and the way we was connected, it's you know it's divine. It's divine.
Now I'm a little ignorant, so let me just correct me if I'm wrong. Are you Muslim? Is that
I'm not Muslim.
Okay.
I'm not Muslim. I practice Islam as a science, not a religion.
Okay.
I don't deal with Islam. Islam to me is I self Lord and Master.
Okay.
Allah to me is arm, leg, arm, head, 5/5 of man. If you look back in history, they considered the black man and woman 3/5 of man.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So we weren't even considered complete human beings.
Okay.
And this is another reason why we made the song "Woke Prisoners." You know what I mean? Lady Mizz speaks in her verse. I'm paraphrasing, but she speaks in her verse about, you know, I don't follow no religion. I got knowledge of self. Religion, I feel like, separates us and divides us. I'm not pro-black. I'm not pro-white. I'm pro-righteousness. See what I'm saying?
I like that.
It's all about it's all about the Holy Trinity. You know, they try to say, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. No, it's man, woman, and child. That's it.
Okay.
It's the black man. It's the black woman. It's the black child. It's the white man. It's the white woman. It's the white child. So I'm not pro anything, but at the same time too, I know where I'm at.
Right.
I'm in the wilderness of North America, and I understand who my enemy is, and I understand that our divine makeup and we can be in the sun whenever we can.
Right.
Our makeup, you know, we last longer, and I understand the divine right of the black man and the black woman. So I try to make that prominent, and I try to make that, you know, the subject base or rubric, if you will, of my lyrics.
That's what I was gonna say. So we could put you under as a conscious rapper.
You could put me under as a conscious rapper, but I got some ratchet shit too. I don't want to come here and seem like I'm preaching or nothing. Yo, listen.
I'm not here in the street though.
I'm not preaching to none of my brothers. Like I said, I don't follow no religion or
I'm with you.
no denomination or sect.
I like that. You just follow righteousness.
I'm the God. That's it. I don't submit to the will. My children is the greatest understanding. You know what I mean? What's up, Justice, Jaden, Jada? I love y'all, my babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Auntie Moochie love y'all too.
That's what I do. I don't keep no secret. I give it up. I'm the God. So
shout out.
And the black woman is the earth. You know what I mean? Equivalent to the Mother Earth itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a term. I don't want to get into it. I'm gonna paraphrase it real quick. But there's a term called Artichong. And this is the man that rose from the very earth that we walk on, and that's the original man. And the first lesson, and the thing that changed my life was when I came into the knowledge, the first question in the lessons is, who is the original man? Now, the answer to that question is a very specific and right and exact answer. The question is, who is the original man?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer to that question is, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization and God of the universe. When I first heard that, it changed my life. It was
instant.
That was it. And I was raised Roman Catholic. I was raised on Catholicism.
Oh, okay. You got a nice little religious background.
I do. I went to St. Anne's Elementary. I was raised in Catholicism.
Right.
I always had questions, even from then.
A baby. Shout out to you. You married?
I'm not.
Shout out to
you.
You
married?
I'm not.
We're gonna talk after the show.
Where you get him from?
We out here.
Shout out to Preme.
We out here, yo. Peace to everybody.
Shout out to Preme. No, we having too much fun up here.
I'm not married. It's not the Bacardi either. Don't try to make it the Bacardi.
Blame it on the liquor. Blame it on the.
It's about Lady Mizz and her next project and this Walk Prisoner thing and what we did and.
But we're gonna talk about that project because
Definitely.
you got the mic and then you can pass it to her. But
sure.
The name of the song that we're gonna premiere tonight. You stay real quick and I'm gonna get to her.
All right.
The name of the song tonight we're gonna premiere is Prisoner. Correct?
Woke Prisoner.
What is it?
Woke Prisoner.
Woke Prisoner.
Right.
I've heard a lot of, I'm a fan of Lady Mizz, so I have a lot of her music here. One of her songs she put on, like, we're trapped, we're mentally slaves and we're mentally trapped. Now the name of the song is called Woke Prisoners. What is that? Where did you get that title from? And how is it it's your song? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm the featured
you're the
artist.
feature, all right, so
I'm
pass
the
that.
featured artist on Woke Prisoner.
All right, so yeah, pass that. Because you, Lady Mizz, all right, let me switch the question then, because you've been on a roll here from Free to all your songs, and your songs have a direct message to people. And all your songs seem to, right now, comply with the times and the era that we're going through. So Woke Prisoner. Now, I'm going to ask you about Woke Prisoner because you were aware of what Kanye West was talking about. Oh, yeah. And the things that Kanye West said. Now, of course, this is my personal opinion. I don't want nobody to feel that way. I feel like what his message that he said was right. A lot of his message that, that we are still thinking in that slave mentality and things like that. We are still prisoners. I think that the delivery was wrong. But I do agree with some of the things that he said. And now that I'm thinking about him and I'm thinking about woke prisoners, talk to us. How do you put those two together? And then how do you tie that with America right now?
The song itself or just the whole message?
The whole message.
Woke prisoner is something that I feel like I am. When you're aware of something, but you still feel like a prisoner somewhere, I think that's the worst feeling ever. You could be walking around ignorant and not know what's going on.
That's right.
And most of those people think that they're free. You know what I mean? But when you're aware and you still trapped, that's what is the issue. So for today, especially Kanye West, the statements that he made, I agree with too.
Right.
I don't think that what he said was how can I put it? He needs a translator.
Right.
Yeah, he needs somebody to say, this is what he really meant
by it, right.
Because when I seen some of the stuff, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But then when I watched the whole interview, I was like, I get it. Because when he started, some people would say, he's telling people he had liposuction. But when you really listen to what he's saying, he's telling them, and this is where we become a prisoner to society. Yes. He's telling y'all, like, look, I got liposuction because I was afraid of what y'all was going to say about me. Because social media and people want to just attack you
all the time.
But as soon as you mess up, you a meme. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's everywhere, and everybody's laughing, and everybody's talking about you because nobody's talking about them for the moment.
Right.
You're free from that. But when everybody's focused on you and you're the joke, you know what I'm saying? It's always easy for somebody else to laugh. So when he said to the people, like, I did this because I was afraid y'all were going to talk about me, I was like, yo, that's real.
That's real stuff.
And it's transparent, and I can feel that. And when he said slavery was a choice, no, I don't really think he meant it that way.
I don't think so either.
I think he meant in a way where it's like, okay, we all got a choice. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have a choice if the cops come in here and arrest us right now.
Right.
We could say we want to be free, but we could be stuck. And some people were just stuck.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that they really chose to be there. You know what I mean? So, but you do choose to be mentally stuck.
Exactly.
And that's where people are right now.
And I think they miss that because it's like when people think slavery, first thing they think of chains, whip, getting beat. You could be a slave to your job. You could be a slave to a society. You got to look a certain way. You add on.
If I could just add on, I understand that, but at the same time, like, oh, listen, Kanye's a grown man. You like, you know, disregard everything that was said. Like, you still said that slavery was a choice without backing that of your understanding. So my thing is if you're gonna say like things that like that, you have to give the understanding with it, because without the understanding, we're just gonna take it as, nigga, what? You just said that for 400 years that niggas done.
We chose to get beat and all that. You gotta understand
what slavery was like. And it's not just the beatings. We're talking about the lowest acts that a human can commit. We're talking about rape. We're talking about sodomy. We're talking about pedophilia. We're talking about all of these illnesses that wasn't even, you know, included in our culture. Like, we come from Africa. I'm 100% Haitian. My father, God rest his soul, I just laid him down. You know what I'm saying? My mother. See what I'm saying? Like, we come from, I'm my first generation in America.
Oh, wow.
I'm the first generation in America. Born on the soil, born in Nyack, New York. But both of my parents are natives of Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever ask your American friends, like, where you from? Yeah, my parents is from down south. Nigga, where they from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and Lord Jamar just built on that on his last Godcast. Shout out to Lord Jamar and Rod Digger. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all catch that. I'm going to tweet you, Lord Jamar, this joint, you know what I mean? Because that's the brother, he's in the nation. And I'm pretty sure he'll watch. And, you know, it just comes down to your mentality and having the actual knowledge of self. Now, knowledge of self doesn't mean that you're with any denomination or any, you know what I'm saying? This just means that you know who your father is. Like me, my lessons teach me that the black man is God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I look at all the praises that we give, you know, to a mystery God, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I give those to my dad and his dad.
Right.
And his dad.
Right.
And his dad. Because none of us are sitting here right. Somebody had to survive then for us to be here
now. Okay.
See what I'm saying? If they're not here right now, they didn't survive. See what I'm saying? So there's a innate instinct in us that is survivors.
Survivor, right?
And like our people, we done been through the worst. Like melanated people, you know what I'm saying? Like, for the fact that you can be in the sun and it not affect you. For the fact that, you know, the fluoride doesn't affect you like that, and your teeth produces different amounts of plaque, and you know, like
everything about us is just...
these things are divine.
Right.
These things are divine, and we have to stop looking at it in a mysterious or mystical concept. This is my father is God to me, because when he beheld the beauty of my mother, he conceived me. I started out as an idea, and he traveled to the planet, to the center of the universe, uterine or uterus, to produce me.
Okay.
And he shot me out at an amazing rate. And just to remind you, there was millions behind me. When you bust a nut, excuse my...
I'm just saying, you making sex sound real intellectual. Like he said when he just shot at a rate.
Listen,
like,
we on straight 845.
You said he just shot at a rate. Like
He shot me out at an amazing rate.
At an amazing rate.
And I traveled to the center of the universe. And then now this is why this is just going back to that first lesson. Who is the original man? The original man is the Asiaba, the maker, the owner. As soon as I landed, I owned it. And I'm the maker. In 9 months, I grew an arm, a leg, an arm, and a head. That's a law. See what I'm saying?
I like that breakdown. We gonna have a house.
Yeah.
We gonna have
to come back. When Negro, listen, it's about Lady Mizz project, but when Negro Only Pause cut, and she got 2 tracks on there.
Listen.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta hear.
Listen.
We gonna have Preme back.
I'm coming
2
back.
times.
I'm coming back.
We're gonna have you back 2 times. We're gonna have you come back.
I'm coming back
for your music, but we're gonna have it come back on his other stuff because
just to build.
The way that you talked about sex, he just shot it at a high, woo!
At an amazing rate.
At an amazing rate.
Yeah, you know.
But you being on Woke Prisoner, when she presented the track to you, heard it. What was your outlook on it when you heard it? Why did you want to get on this?
So I'm gonna give you a little backstory on Woke Prisoner. Woke Prisoner was manifested through Mizz was just looking for a feature. She got online like Mizz do, you know what I mean? And it's so crazy, like my sister just mentioned me in a post that she did, but like, listen, I need somebody who's like conscious for this record. And you know, I just reached out and you know, after she did her knowledge on me and you know, listened to my links, and then she was like, yo, that's who I need. You know what I'm saying? So once I heard Woke Prisoner, what's funny is the first night we went to record, Woke Prisoner wasn't recorded in one night.
How long it took Woke Prisoner?
Woke Prisoner took about like 2 weeks. Because the first night I came, you know what I mean? I was with my ex, you know what I'm saying? And like, I was lit. You know, like it wasn't coming out right. And what I love about Mizz was she didn't like, you know what, I'm just gonna take what he brings and that's it. She told me like, yo, listen, that shit wasn't lit like that, bro.
You thought it was good, but it was all right.
And yo, that night I went home after that session. I had to write a rap to see like, yo, do I still got it? Like,
right.
Am I slipping?
Right.
And then when I came back for the second recording session and I laid it down, Mizz was like, yo, like, you that nigga, bro.
Right. Much better.
Right. And it was the same lyrics and all of that. It's just the performance and the projection and everything was different. Like, you know, I've been through a lot, you know, and we need a special. I need a whole special.
Well, listen, we gonna put that. Lady Mizz, hook us up, so we gonna put that.
And Mizz gonna be in the building because she's part of the story.
All right, well,
so, but Woke Prisoner, that's how that came about. I was mentioned on something on Facebook, and you know, we just took it from there. And ever since, it's just been big sis. Like Mizz is my big sister. True deed. Peace to News. He connected us as well.
Because there is a video, I heard. There's a video coming to this.
It's coming out, and it's gonna change lives. I mean, the lyrics to the song alone, it changes lives. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out, Lady Mizz. Shout out to, I like Preme a lot. Shout out to him. He gonna be
I'm here. We're coming back. We're gonna do I'm gonna come take over. Like, listen.
Oh, shucks.
Yo, listen.
Give me a break.
I heard about your award shows. Listen, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Shout out to Preme.
Peace to everybody.
Listen, we're gonna get into this Stay Woke. I'm sorry, Stay Woke. Yeah, Stay Woke and don't be a woke prisoner. But before we get into this woke prisoner, Lady Mizz, how do you, I know you said you got but how do you pick your titles for your songs?
Oh, it all depends on what I'm feeling for the moment. So Woke Prisoner, I was honestly listening to Boyce Watkins. And I was just like, oh my God, he was talking about a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I felt it. And it just, yeah. And then I was just like, you know what, I got to write about this. Because what he was saying was, he was like, are there any female rappers that's not talking about their asses and
right.
sex and just going down doing? And I was like, yeah, there are. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me write a song right now. I just wrote it right there. Let me write something and put it out, and then Woke Prison. I was like, darn, I'm woke. I know that I'm aware, like I said.
Right.
I still feel somewhat trapped in this system. You know what I mean?
Your lyrics are cold. So, like,
that's a fact.
your lyrics.
That's a
But
fact.
you know, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like we all want better for the world. Right?
Absolutely.
But it's like you plant a seed, okay? And when something grows from that seed, you think you could just chop off the top and then something else is going to grow. It's not. The root is still there.
That's
so
right.
the same thing keep coming back.
Yes,
So
right.
in order for us to change this whole shit,
Right.
the root has to change. You
That's a
understand what
fact.
I'm saying? And the root don't change. People just cutting off the surface and they looking for something else to grow. It's not going to happen.
That's a
So
fact.
that's why, you know, for me, I don't know. Like, I kind of got hope, but then I'm like, if we don't change that root, it ain't nothing. We could talk, we could march, we could this and that. It ain't happening.
You see my blog the other day. I don't know if you see my blog.
Oh, wait. When you was going in?
When I was going in.
Yes, honey,
because,
that's
you know, and I agree with you because we have a root problem, but we have all these people in high position that's not taking to, how do we know to get that there's a problem at the root, but these leaders in position don't know there's a problem at the root. So, you know, my thing was, who's putting these people there? Who put you there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Part of that is the fact that a lot of people don't vote.
That's
though.
a fact.
Okay? Listen, some people think, voting don't count, but it does. See, that's why Donald Trump scared a lot of people away from voting. Oh, your vote don't count. The Democrats don't like you. Now, don't get me wrong. He might be true about the Democrats not doing nothing for you, but he used fear.
Right.
Fear is
Fear.
something. He used that and it worked.
And it worked.
It
Can I
worked.
add on to that?
Of course.
What you're saying is 100% right. You know what I'm saying? But like us as black people, we gotta understand that we're our own party.
Right.
Whether you like, boom, if we take it back to the 1800s, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party was still in place. These are concepts and ideas that are already put into place into this government that we were stolen and brought into this
That's
government.
right.
See what I'm saying? So like, when you really look at it in a practical sense, this shit ain't for us.
It really isn't.
When the Declaration of Independence was written, niggas was still 3/5 of human beings.
That's
See
true.
what I'm saying? And like, all praises due to Crispus Attucks, who started off the American Revolution. They're not gonna give niggas that credit, but he's the first one to pop off. See what I'm saying? So like, you gotta understand that the sacrifices that black people have made to be just viewed as equals. See what I'm saying? We're not, even to this day, if we was equals, we wouldn't be dealing with the types of things that, like, we still have to explain racism. We still have to explain, like, when I say the white man is the devil, I don't individualize that. See what I'm saying? Like, I have to understand, like, if you go to an Orthodox Jew or Hasidic Jew or whatever, like in Spring Valley at Finkelstein Library, there's a whole section that they built onto the library that enshrines the struggle of the Holocaust and all these things. Holocaust is a struggle that was, I'm quoting Sister Soldier, is a struggle that was recorded, and we've been dealing with this for 400 years. We've been persecuted and all of that by the white man for 400 years to this day. To this day, like, I might have fresh Timbs on, jeans and Ralph Lauren and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But like, that don't mean nothing. Like, we're still in the same position. Like, there's a couple of niggas that done made it and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But they still looked at as the token nigga.
And then you say that word, so I have to ask you that question in this particular question before we get into the song. But that N word is still relevant to this day.
Right.
How do you feel about us as people using that word with each other?
This is the beauty of the black man, because the black man is able to take something that is so derogatory and so negative and take it and use it as a form of endearment. When I say that's my nigga, I'm not saying that's my nigger.
Okay.
I'm saying that's my nigga. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished.
Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished.
That's what nigga is to me. When I say my nigga, that's what I mean. It's a term of endearment. Like, if you watch Glory, and there's a scene where Denzel Washington, the character that he plays, he's speaking to another slave, and he's talking about revolting and leaving and all of the things that Nat Turner, was preaching. And he said, "Nigga, is you man or woman? I forget."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we took that nasty, dirty word and made it into something of our own.
Right.
Which is why like no white man could say that word in my presence, and they like, oh, you guys say it to each other all the time. No, this is our thing. This is a thing of ours
To help us get over and get through.
Exactly, and this is the way we get through it, and this is why Tupac established never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. When I say my nigga, that is a form that's a phrase of endearment. Like I said, like, and this is another thing. Like people give the words the power. We could be in a conversation right now on the back porch with like, oh, I ain't fucking with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't mean that I don't like it's just
Doesn't mean like I hate you.
Yeah,
You're not my people.
Like, and that's another thing. Like, there's black sarcasm and there's white sarcasm. This is why comics and you know, like, I had the opportunity to meet D.L. Hughley a while back because of the job that I work. I work in Levity Live, West 9. You know what I mean? Shout out to the whole staff, everybody over there. You know what I mean? I love comedy because for one, it gives you different perspectives. Even white comics, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you different perspectives. Like it's a joke, but there's some realness in there. You know what I mean? And D.L. Hughley put it in a very practical way. Like it's a term of endearment. Like, yes, like you can't use that word.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because like your ancestors were probably of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so the term nigga, just to, you know, get back to what you were saying, the term nigga between me and my niggas is a term of endearment. It's not something derogatory.
Right.
As if it were like some like you know, a Caucasian man calling you a nigga. It's not the same thing.
Right.
And that's what they have to understand, and they having a hard time understanding why I could be like, Mizz is my nigga.
Right.
But my Caucasian friend can't be like, Mizz is my nigga.
Because
even if you mean it the same way, even if there's no malice in your heart, no.
You wouldn't respect it. Because you're woke.
I'm super woke.
You're not a woke prisoner. You're woke.
I'm woke. You can't prison me. I done been in the jails and I done seen all of that. You know what I mean? Like I'm out on bail. I caught a case in Schenectady. You know, and what I was doing at the time wasn't righteous. I was selling dope to the people.
Talk about it. Free yourself.
People that look like me. And I seen, you know, mothers selling their daughters and just like
of your own people.
The wickedest things, and people that look like me. Like there's a track where I say, you know, like I'm speaking about Trayvon, and I say like, damn, that nigga just look just like me. Go figure. They want me locked up for years. I get the picture. Like, I understand who my enemy is, and that's not to individualize every white man, but at the same time, like, I gotta understand that niggas is gonna be the one that look after me. Or look out for me.
Right.
I've never had a white person really come to my aid in a situation where it's like my life is on the line, or you know what I mean? It's always been white people judging me for the conditions that you place me in. I didn't want to hustle. Like I said, I grew up, you know, Roman Catholic. I'm Haitian. I grew up with certain principles and
morals and things
that I hold dear. So like when I'm in a courtroom and, you know, they're judging me for one action.
Right.
One action can cost me a decade of my life. See what I'm saying? And luckily I had the parents that supported me, and you know, like I just laid my dad down right before we got here.
Right.
This is real shit. Right. You know, it's straight 4-5, so we're gonna keep it real on, you know. Right before I got here, I'm telling Mizz, like, you know, my dad, I've never seen my dad work for anyone since 1996. I've never seen, you know, these certain things. So like I was already innately born with like boss mentality. So like when I hear about slavery and I'm hearing about that's where I can kind of relate to Kanye, like, yo, that sounds like a choice.
Right.
But at the same time, like when you're dealing with people who are, you know, treating you maliciously, and you might have been captured and your wife was raped in front of you.
Right.
How demoralizing is that? How less of a man does that make you feel? You see what I'm saying? So like, I have to always recognize that, and that's why I opened my verse on Woke Prisoner with, "We were doomed since the white man came," because once he came amongst us, it was ruckus from then on.
You know, I'm kind of curious to see what Woke Prisoner sound like. Ain't you curious, Mom? Because it sound like Woke Prisoner is about something.
It's on Tidal, it's on Spotify, it's on all your major streaming platforms. So make sure y'all go get that, man. Lady Mizz, Woke Prisoner featuring Preme.
Y'all heard the alert. Lady Mizz featuring Preme. Name of the song is called Woke Prisoner. Y'all tell me what y'all think about. Let's get to it.
Get it.
Yo, they stole our land, punished us, and we got ridiculed. Said stop begging for them 40 acres in a mule. They wanted power, so they took away ours. The plan was to bring us down like the Twin Towers. I'm heated, but I'm breaking out in cold sweats. Nobody's safe, it ain't over, cause they ain't done yet. They started a law that we only a third human. I did my research, I'm giving you facts, not assuming. They don't even respect our lives. They beat it, murdered our black men, then raped their wives. Enslaved all our children, they told us lies. Erased our history, told us to close our eyes. Gave us the image of God. This country was built on black labor, the white wealth. I don't follow no religion, I got knowledge of self. This is my lyrical indictment. I never claim to know it all, just trying to shed a little enlightenment. What they call me the woke prisoner. Mind, body, and spirit, I'm trying to get into ya. Bring your hip hop back to when it lift the people up. They killing us, we felling us while screaming out in God. They call me the woke prisoner. It's like I'm up, but I can't get out. I'm feeling stuck out of luck. They created doubt. Forget trying to be equal. Nah, I just came back to free my people. In segregation. But blacks started losing their morals when they started with integration. Soon as my people stopped depending on y'all, y'all had a plan just to make things fall. So they came through and burned down our Black Wall Street. But we gon' build it right back, starting with Real Street. We need to get our own army, have our own heat. Separate ourselves and become discreet. I'm tired of these modern day slaves. They put each other in graves and act like they belong in a cage. Start y'all fighting each other, turn all against one another. Dance the Willie Lynch syndrome and love your brother. I pledge allegiance to the flag, but does that include black? Check the original words so we could determine that. America, America, great place to be, but why so many prisons? If we supposed to be free.
We was doomed when the white man came. Since the days of John Hawkins, I can't say that too much changed. We live in modern day slavery. I'm trying to play Gaddafi, liberate the common man. But the 10%ers watch me. The black man is God, original lawmaker. I got the knowledge of self and math for lawgivers. Arm, leg, arm, head, I'm 5/5. The God resurrect all y'all from mental death. I self-lord and master of all that I survey. Coming in the name of the nation to show you all the way. Freedom is in the mind, they call me the woke prisoner. Hate them, they go and climb, my power shine is reaching it, teaching it. Come get your lessons while I learn too. Burning these degrees and I hope they all burn you. I don't mean burn in the sense that it's hurting you. God, I mean burn like the sun, we identical.
They call me the woke prisoner. It's like I'm up, but I can't get out. I'm feeling stuck out of luck. They created doubt. Forget trying to be equal. Nah, I just came back to free my people. Call me the woke prisoner. It's like I'm up, but I can't get out. I'm feeling stuck out of luck. They created doubt. Forget trying to be equal. Nah, I just came back to free my people.
You gotta free your people, free your mind, free your heart.
Yes, yes, yes.
Free your finances, free your health, free yourself. Lady Mizz, free my life. I love this. Woke Prisoner is out everywhere. Woo!
Check your Tidal, your Spotify, YouTube. Lady Mizz, Woke Prisoner featuring a law Preme. Go get that, support that, spread that.
We have to support that. Now, Lady Mizz, I just gotta talk to you real quick. Let me just read this real quick. Broken then healed. Now, you guys didn't know the reason why she's the lyrical goddess is because she's also a writer and a book author. She just released this book. The name of the book is called Broken Then Healed by Lady Mizz. And this, I just want to read about what the book is about. Then we're going to talk to you for a minute. The purpose of this book is to reach out to those who may have or are now going through rough times and need to be inspired to keep fighting for a better life. Lady Mizz wants you to know that they are in charge of writing. You are in charge of writing how their life story will develop and how it will end. She wants people to know that they are bigger than their issues and what they face in life every day. The reason why I read that is because people are going through daily, every minute, every hour. And the name of your book is called Broken Then Healed. But you also, and even on all your music, you talk about prosperity, you talk about getting through, you talking about, just being a survivor and life. So we know what broke you here from your last, but what made you actually write it in a book? Because we hear it in your music, but what made you actually go and say, okay, let me put it in a book?
Okay, well, first thing is I wrote this about maybe 13 years ago.
Wow.
And really what it was more like my diary. So like I did a Facebook thing and I was like, it should have been Diary of a Mad Black Woman, because I was really going through a lot of stuff,
right,
and I was writing about my pain. And broken is majority of the book. The healing don't come until the end.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm at now. But I needed to release. And that's how I do. I release through my music. I release through writing. I let it out some way, because if I don't let it out that way, then I'll let it out in another way. And the other ways is in here.
Right.
So I've been through lockups, group homes, jails, different things in my life where I was just like, okay, when I started writing about my pain, I started really understanding who I was, because I didn't really know who I was. I was just lost. And I started seeing things like, oh my God, that's why I do that. When I was crying as I was writing it, because I couldn't believe the person that I was, and I couldn't believe how lost that I was, and I really did not know who I was. And that's a difficult thing, to really have to look in the mirror and see how broken you are, because it's easy to say it's everybody's fault. You're going to see a lot of everything was everybody's fault.
But yours.
Yes, but mine. And oh my God, it's just, some people would be very angry about the things that's in there. Because I still have to talk about what other people did that affected me, that hurt me.
Right.
And it's there, from family to friends, you know what I mean? And I can't lie about it.
And that's very important, Lady Mizz. I have to ask you that because in your book, you actually expose those things. And, as public figure, they try to keep us to be transparent, don't be real, don't certain things. But we have to, I'm a firm believer, let it out. Moochie's one, I don't care what it is, I'll tell you before you tell me. You're not going to laugh at me. You can't tell me nothing I can't tell you myself. That's always been me. But how long have you been broken? How long were you broken? And that's the question I asked, because there's a lot of people out here and they may say to themselves, I'm broken. What's the time frame of me getting through? So how long were you broken for? I know, that's why I do interviews.
Let's say 30 something years.
30 years. 30 plus years.
Plus. Because really, if I would have just wrote this a couple of years ago, it just would have been broken.
Right.
The healing, like I said, that part it's like the tiny little bit in the end. That's where I'm at right now. So I've been broken for a very long time. Lost and just
out of this.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to help us in a minute, because I know there's a lot of, especially women, there's a lot of people going right now. What are some of the symptoms when you were broken that you experienced?
Well, one is blaming everybody else for everything that goes wrong in your life. Nothing is your fault, because you don't want to really look at who you are. It's about, you did this to me, you did this to me. It's always good to acknowledge what everybody else is doing wrong.
Right.
Because you don't ever have to look at you. That's like a break, yes, it's a relief. But that's one. Being a jealous person of someone else is another. Like, I won't say that I was really like this, but I know there was times where if I was around other people, and that's, I don't know, I tagged you in this video because I was really feeling what Gabrielle Union was saying.
Yes,
like,
Virginia,
oh my
yes.
God. You know, when you have to be really comfortable with who you are and in your skin, because if somebody else beautiful come around, you can't think that I'm not beautiful anymore.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody is beautiful in their own way, and the females, we are like, it's worse now. Everything got to be perfect. Yeah, titties got to be right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The eyebrows got to be on fleek. And you listen. Even like I be like, yo, I'd say I'm conscious, but listen, I wear weaves and I wear my hair, but they probably worried about what's on my head rather than what's in my head. You
because they talk about us right now. Your weave ain't this. You ain't got the frontal.
Like they just focus on everything, the physical, the eye, but you didn't even get to know what's in here. You understand? So it's just. This world is a crazy, messed up world. It's difficult to maneuver through it, to get through the judgment of everybody just waiting to shoot you down.
You know, I know.
Oh my God.
And I gotta say this to you, Lady Mizz, because I actually went through, I didn't think or know that I was insecure about me until a situation happened. And as a public figure, I was told I couldn't be on a flyer because I was dark-skinned and I wore clothes.
That's that bullshit.
He got mad for me. So, and then after that, I had to be comfortable.
They really said that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I get all kind of things, Add on, preacher.
Listen. And that's the thing. I never want to come off like I'm preaching.
No, but that's good. What you're saying is good stuff.
My thing is like, yo, listen, fellas out there, if you on my stream, all that, whatever, listen, man, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you get back to the original, like, we got to stop looking at black as something ugly or something that's like it's a defect. Nah, I want my woman black as.
That's me. Black as me.
I know black as milk. I'm joking. I know black as milk.
Right.
I can't do because I need my thing is I grew up. And I don't want to take nothing away from what Mizz is doing or none of that, because this is all about Mizz project and what she's doing in Woke Prisoner. I want to say that on air to everybody that's following me, whatever, on Twitter, whatever. This is the future.
Yes,
you know
absolutely.
Like, she's teaching the little black, she's not out here exposing herself. She's not out here, you know what I mean? But you see.
She's still sexy with her clothes on.
Still, and that's big sis. You don't gotta do all of that, baby. You don't gotta do all of that.
But wait, Preme Allah. But if you want to be a slave to society or a prisoner to society, you might have to, because
you might have to. I mean, unless it's your natural. Boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have chicks like Little Kim. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about this new Lil Kim. I'm talking about hardcore Lil Kim.
Our Little Kim.
Yes. The one we hold near and dear.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? She came out and was exposing female sexuality and the independence of it and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I was behind that 100% because it's like the black woman comes under so much scrutiny.
Yes.
That it's like, even if I'm a little sexual, I'm a hoe. No, it's not like that. You can express your sexuality without being so overbearing. Now it's like black, I'd be looking at these chicks like, damn, you just showed me your whole ass to pop.
Yeah, so it's really nothing at home that I can see. What's the secret?
I can't get no mysterious. I'm type of nigga I like the mysticism of it. I want to wonder about it.
Right.
I don't want to just
see it.
You know what I mean? Let me
think about it.
Go ahead, man.
Listen. I do want to say one thing though.
You say all the things.
Important. I'm gonna use Cardi B for an example, because she's like, what's the hottest thing out right now?
Yes.
The first thing we have to know is I'm not condoning what she does, even though I like that she just is true to herself.
Right.
But she is not, it's not her job to raise my child. See, if I teach my child better, like I'm not placing, my little girl, my daughters, my kids.
Right.
I'm their teacher.
Right.
First. Mm-hmm. So if I teach them right, it doesn't matter what anybody out there say to do. Yep. And that's what's important. We can't just leave it up to them to be the teacher, because if we teach them right, we don't have to worry about all that stuff that they putting out there. You know what I mean? So, like, I can listen to her stuff, and if something comes on, I'll shut it off. If it's inappropriate, I listen to some of her things. You know what I mean? But I know, like, my kids, they know better. Right. You know what I mean? Because I'm their teacher first. Right. And that's what's important. You're the best teacher. Listen to, if we watch a movie and we understand this is just entertainment, well, this is entertainment too. Right. So we got to also remember that as well. And it's not making no excuses for anybody, but I'm just saying, like, we have to take responsibility. And that's where you came with your book. You have to take responsibility for some of the situation that you were in. Right. Instead of blaming others. Right. Exactly. You've been broken for 30 plus years. How long you been healed? 2 years. And how do you feel? And how do you feel that being healed? And how do you maintain your healing? I keep myself around good company, knowledgeable people, because that is what's important. When you bring something and you open the door for something to enter your life, no matter how positive you think you are, you will fall victim to that. So you have to keep yourself in good company. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that everybody around me is perfect. Right. Because I'm not perfect still. I ain't perfect, and you But no, listen. It just means that you got to know the inside. Like, when I talk to people, I analyze them. I do. I look, I pay attention to what they're saying, how they act, and I say, I'll know, okay, I can talk to them. Because as soon as I have a conversation with somebody, based off of what comes out of their mouth, I know, and I'm going to keep it real, this person's ignorant as hell. I know that I'm going to just talk about dumb stuff. And they're going to like it, and they're going to be, But when I can have a good conversation, I know I'm going to be on the phone for a minute. I love good conversation. Right. You know what I'm saying? But
every time me and not to cut you off. No, it's cool. Every time we're on the phone, it's about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half of good conversation.
We have to have good conversation.
Like, we connect on a different level. Like it's like
it's that spiritual thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That different type of
Right, and like if I was to model my black woman, I'm single.
He don't listen. Preme Ali, you about to do just a runway right here, because he want all ladies know he is single. He is ready to mingle.
All right, 25, 35.
Like, honey, two, soul to the woman. But shout out. He's a mess, but
all jokes aside, bro, like when I speak to men, like we speak on a level where it's
intellectual.
It's intellectual. Yeah. Because she's looking at me like, yo, that like. I would like to think like she's like, yo, that's little bro. Like I'm gonna tell him.
Definitely.
And then I get the female perspective.
Right. And you also get that big sister nurturing.
Exactly. Because I'm going through my little trials and tribulations like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me talking to men. It's therapeutic. I'm hearing the woman's perspective, and the woman's perspective is very important, because this is the opposite of what you are.
Right.
I can go and ask my boys like, yo. What you think? You know what I mean? Like,
but it's nothing like, and it's not like a grown woman. You can't take advice from any woman. Exactly. You have to take advice from a woman that has been broken and then healed.
Exactly, broken and healed. Make sure I go get that.
Yes, where is so this is officially out. So Lady, the lyrical goddess is not only a lyrical goddess, but she's also the author of Broken Then Healed. Where's this book at that people can get this book?
It's on Amazon. BarnesandNoble.com and Author House. And they can get it through me too.
So don't forget, you can cop this book if you're interested. LadyMizz.com. Broken Then Healed. It's officially out. Hardcover, softcover. You can get it at Author House. You can contact Lady Mizz on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can go to BarnesandNoble.com or Amazon.com. Listen, especially if you are a female, I encourage every woman to get this book. Take the time and read it. Find out if you are broken. Find out what you have to do to look in the mirror, fix those rooted issues so that you can be healed. And if you read this book, I'm sure some of these things that Lady Mizz was going through, you went through it too. Shout out to, this is my sister. This is my big sister right here. And let me just say this live. Every time I do this radio show, and every time I get connected with people, I believe in God, and I truly believe that every time he separates me, he places new in my life. And it has been like that. So every time he separates me from certain people, places, and things, he has a way of introducing me and placing me. I hang around some very prestige women that are just positive, they are active, they are unified, they're beautiful. And not only do I hang around these women, each and every one of these women that I hang out with, including Lady Mizz, they check on me. They keep me in their prayers. They support me.
Right.
They make sure I'm good, not just for their purposes, but for mine too. So I thank Lady Mizz for that. I call her my big sister too, because she definitely reaches out. She checks on me. She makes some case. She supports my station. She supports the vision. And same thing with her. So I want to make this announcement before we get out of here or do anything like that. June 16th. Now this is big for me. It's big for her, but it's bigger for me because I've been sitting with this woman like 4 or 5 times on the show, and I love her music, super fan. I have her in my car, and I've never seen her perform. So on June 16th is something amazing. Tell them what's going to happen on June 16th of 2018 in New York City at Delancey's.
Well, you basically said it all. We're going to be performing, me and Preme.
You better go up there.
So, yeah, I think it's from like 6 to 11, so come check us out. And this is going to be like my first performance in a long, long time. So I'm excited. Can't wait.
Now, can you dance, Lady Mizz?
Well, I used to, but
because you know, listen, Moochie can't. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I can't dance. God knows I will marry. Listen, I can't dance, Preme. I will Mary J. Blige you to death.
But listen,
I'm married to death.
You know what? But listen, you guys, make sure you guys go cop the book, Broken Then Healed. I'm gonna read this book. So by the end of this week, I'm gonna do a little commentary on this book. So by Thursday, you guys can tune in. I'm gonna talk about the book. If you guys go cop the book, you know we could do reading circles. That'd be nice. I haven't did a reading circle in a long time, but I would love if you guys get the book to do.
I think you should do like a
live.
No, I'm just talking about like a what do you call that when everybody sit down together?
Like a book club.
No, I text you.
Text it to me and I'm gonna say it live.
I'm trying to think. It's something like the Red Table, what Jada is doing.
With the book though?
No, just in general, conversations.
Ooh.
To talk about certain things.
Yeah, we gotta open this dialogue.
Oh, so you want to? So you telling me that you want a night?
A panel.
Oh, so you said you want a night. You say you want to do Thursday night and you want to do female. So wait. So what you're telling me is, Lady Mizz, is because I used to do Femology 101 on Thursdays, where I get a topic and we have different women coming. So what you say is you want to take over my Thursday nights. You want me to bring back Femology, and every Thursday night you'll bring a panel of women in here, and y'all gonna have a topic. Now listen, if you gonna do it, then do it.
What about the?
I used to have this thing called King's Court, but again, it would be a bunch of men coming in, but you have to have somebody to lead it. But it's not about the doing it. It's about the being consistent and reliable. Everybody want to start something and don't finish it.
Co-ed thing, sis.
Are you want to do a co-ed thing?
Listen,
I'm
challenged. Listen, this is live right now.
We live.
I'm challenging Mooch to the sit down. I mean, we're gonna have the black man, the black woman, or whatever. I don't even want to say the black man, black woman. We're gonna have a man and we're gonna have a woman, and we're gonna have those conversations. And we're gonna open that dialogue. You know what? This is what I just said. Straight up on Straight 45. Listen, Report Live 845 has been adding some additions, and I've been saying that. And this is good because, as you guys know, I had a new career change, and the career change is gonna help me with the radio station, but it's gonna require me to take some time away. So if I can have great people, shout out to Bishop Bolton that'll be here tomorrow for Morning Glory, and then if we can have Lady Mizz come for Femology, and then have my brother come, and I don't want to say my brother because you're trying to hit on me, but I'm gonna have my man come over. Brother and sister.
Yeah, we're not ready to say that right now.
I'm gonna let you know that right now, yo, fellas, Mooch. I'm telling you,
we're gonna have my brother. We're gonna have Preme come
falling out the seat, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, an award this year.
We're gonna have.
I don't get an award, Mooch. I'm telling you.
We're gonna have Preme come. Listen, I can mess with this man all day, but my son got karate. Well, listen, we're gonna have Preme.
He's a black belt, huh? Tear him up. Tear him up.
Listen, I'm not gonna mess with you and your amazing shots or none of that today.
Listen. I'm gonna shoot my shot on the show. Listen, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Okay. Ow.
I'm gonna shoot.
Ow.
Oh my God.
But listen, you guys, shout out to Preme and shout out to Lady Mizz and shout out to Important Live and everybody that's trying to get involved because it's a lot of people that want to do some add-ons, and I'm glad Lady Mizz, Preme, Bishop Bolton, and all you guys that have been asking to take a night and a segment. I appreciate that because this is what's gonna help us get our radio station off the ground.
And a lot of people don't give you your props.
Thank you.
You really putting on for the county. I'm talking about you official.
Thank you, sir.
You're really official. And when the cameras turn off and all that, we'll build. But you.
This guy. Listen, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. But
745, the Woke Prisoner is on Tidal. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. June 16th, we have the Delancey. I'm going to be there in the building. You know what I mean? I need all the guards, all the earths, and all of that. I'm going to put the link out. You know what I mean? Like, we going to pack the building. Yeah. I know for myself, I'm going to pack the building because, my nation follows me a lot. And, I'm a prominent force in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, come through. We're going to show mad love. It's nothing but love out here. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all follow Straight 45. Mooch, you already know, man. I'm here with you.
I see, baby. Listen, before we get out of here, we're gonna do it one more time. You already know. Shout out to Lady Mizz and Preme. Listen, make sure you guys go cop the book, Broken Then Healed. I am gonna do some commentary in the book once I get through at least half of it. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And as you can see, make sure you guys tune in for some updates and new additions to Reporting Live 845. So before we get out of here, Lady Mizz, Preme, take your time. Tell them one more time where to follow you, your social medias, things like that. Let's just do that round one more time. Hit it.
Okay, so first you can follow me Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Everything is Lady Mizz. Very simple. LADIMIZ. You can also check my website out, www.ladymizz.com. You can check me there. My music is there, cdbaby.com. Music is on all major platforms, so you can get it there. You can download it, stream it, whatever. And that's pretty much it. That's it.
And how about you, Preme? Talk to them. Where can we find your social media?
Same thing as Mizz. You can follow me on Twitter at Preme, Preme. You know what I mean? Facebook, the same thing, Preme. I'm just out here. Just Google me. You know what I mean? I'm out here. I'm making knowledge born each and every day. I'm living, the most righteous life I could live, and I'm out here. Me and Lady Mizz, she's gonna be on the next project. My first one was the Negro Only Paz, and I got Negro Only Paz 2, the official release coming out. So I'm real proud of it. I produced most of it. My man Inf Mega, peace to Inf Mega, peace to Justin Jazz, who I'm with right now. I'm talking about these people don't hold me down. And just peace to the black man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the divine people of the planet. We are the original. Everything comes from us. Everything that exists in the universe exists within us. So I just want to leave all my peoples with that information that you are the sole controller and you are the divine ruler of your future, and anything you want to do, you can make it happen. Just settle down and put that work in, and it's gonna happen for you. Word is bond, because I'm seeing it right now. Trinity, ever since I linked up with Mizz, it's been nothing but positivity. You know what I'm saying? And I've always seen your brand, and I've always seen, this logo, and it's an honor to me to be here. You know what I'm saying? For real. I look at, this is no bigger than any other platform that I've ever been interviewed on, or I've never been interviewed. This is just as big.
You
know what I mean? Y'all look out for Mooch. She's gonna be a problem, and
I'm not playing with her.
She's gonna be a problem.
Don't say too much. I've been cooking.
Don't wait till she pops off.
Because I've been cooking.
Slurp now, and reap the benefits later. You see what I'm saying? She's official. She's official.
Thank you.
And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is.
Right. And listen, I'm about to give him his own show. He about to just he do it.
Listen, when the cameras go, I'm gonna get Mooch number. Y'all don't stay away. I'm cuffing right now. I'm cuffing right now. It's not the Bacardi. It's not none of that. I'm cuffing that. As soon as all this goes off, I'm getting a number. So y'all niggas fall back. Don't do nothing.
Wait. They would say her number is public.
No. Listen, we gonna have to change that. That's me.
Excuse the hell out of Mom.
That's me.
But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much.
All day.
It was a pleasure and an honor to meet you.
I appreciate you.
Sis, you know, we work together, we talk, so let's get this emotion and get you your night and get your panel going so you can start your advertisement. I'm gonna do the best I can to stop by June 16th. Unless I have to work at the MEV, I will be there. Make sure you guys go get this book. Yes, I encourage every young, old, black, white, purple, green to get this book and find out what you have to do to get yourself through so that, you know, broke people hurt people. So
but I'm still here though.
You know what I'm saying?
See me.
Oh, you're looking good. You're looking good. You heard? Now, before we get out of here, don't forget the show is sponsored by my personal clothing sponsor, Bel Air Black Label. Remember to shop for the culture.
Bel Air, send me some shirts.
Al Keenan, and tell them Ruchi sent you. And then to my other big sister, Mr. Shonda Carter. Make sure you guys support Carter Diva Glam Mobile Party. It is a new mobile spa bus for the young and the old. Girls night out, movie night, a kids themed birthday party, whatever you need. It's a traveling bus, so it will come to you.
I'm gonna use them on my birthday.
You can use them on my birthday too when you start trying to wine and dine me. See, that's how it happens.
Listen.
Al.
Stop. Cut the camera off.
It's coming. Diva Glam is coming.